What's good, YouTube? It's your boy X-Man 1991 coming to you back again with another anniversary rant. We got 3 albums that have big anniversaries today. 2 turning 25 and another one is turning 20. Starting with this album. May 18th, 1999, 8Ball and MJG released their 4th album, In Our Lifetime Volume 1. Through Swave House Records and under a new distribution deal with Universal Records. This album hit the top 10 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B albums chart and was certified gold. Guest appearances from this album are Big Duke, Thorough, CeeLo Green, CeeLo from Goody Mob, and Outkast. I know somebody commented on my video about my top 20 albums of 1999, and they applaud me for putting this album on my list in my top 15. 8Ball and MJG, In Our Lifetime Volume 1. Basically, the only song that I know from this album is Don't Flex. Here in Houston, 97.9 and Box used to play that song on their station on a Friday or a Saturday night back in the day. That's my favorite song off of 8Ball and MJG's album, Don't Flex. Mr. DJ produced that song, and the beat go hard too. That song is my shit. And Throw Your Hands Up with Outkast. Congrats to 8Ball and MJG on 25 years of this classic album. 8Ball and MJG deserves more credit. They are definitely legends of Southern hip hop. They deserve more recognition. Now on to the next album. Same day, May 18, 1999, the Backstreet Boys released their 3rd album and 2nd in the United States, Millennium, under the now defunct Jive Records. Of course, this album hit number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was certified diamond 13 times platinum. With these hit singles, Larger Than Life, Showing Me the Meaning of Being Lonely, The One, and of course, their biggest hit off the album, I Want It That Way. I Want It That Way reached the number 1 spot in more than 25 countries, including Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Switzerland, the UK, and Italy. In the US, it peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 8 non-consecutive weeks, while it topped the AC and Main Street Top 40 charts. The Backstreet Boys was at the top of their game in the late 90s. I remember when these guys were on TRL promoting this album. It's definitely one of my favorites from the Backstreet Boys, and this is on my list too of my best albums of 1999. Congrats to the Backstreet Boys on 25 years of this album. And their song, I Want It That Way, still holds up 25 years later. The song, I Want It That Way, came out a month before the album did. Congrats to the Backstreet Boys on 25 years of their album. Now we have one more album that's turning 20 years old. May 18th, 2004, Method Man released his 3rd solo album, Tical Zero the Prequel, under Def Jam Records. This album hit number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart and was certified gold. The two singles from the album are What's Happening and The Show. Guest appearances from, of course, Redman. Luda is on the album. Snoop, Raekwon, Missy Elliott, Street Life, Busta Rhymes, Cardinal Official, E3, Socrates, Ghostface, Black Ice, Mr. Porter from D12. There's 2 bonus tracks on this album, but it's only on the Japanese version. The song Uh-huh from the Def Jam Vendetta soundtrack and Let's Get It featuring Redman. Those songs are only on the Japanese version of this album. Looking back on this 20 years later, this is not one of Meph's best albums, but it's not one of his worst ones either. I feel like he was kind of jumping into the mainstream when this album came out. I find it very disappointing of this album. It's not my favorite Tical album that Meth put out. His best Tical album is, of course, Tical 2000 Judgment Day. But he did make a comeback when he released 421 the day after, 2 years later. My all-time favorite song off the album has to be Rodeo with Luda. He should have put that song out as a single, and they should have made a music video out of it. And the song is kind of too short. Luda and Meth should have made that song longer instead of 2 minutes and 57 seconds. That's my favorite song off the album, Rodeo with Luda. That's the first time I've ever heard Luda and Meth do a song together. 2 of one of the most underrated rappers of all time, as well as Redman. And there's 2 songs that I heard from episodes of Method and Red. The song Tease played on episode 4 of Method and Red. We Some Dogs played on episode 5 of Method and Red. And Baby Come On played on episode 8 of Method and Red. But I want to congratulate Meth on 30 years of this album. Even though it's not one of my favorites by him, I want to congratulate him on 20 years of this album. That wraps up my rant celebrating 25 years of 8Ball and MJG's In Our Lifetime Volume 1, 25 years of the Backstreet Boys Millennium, and 20 years of Method Man Tical Zero the Prequel. If you're new to my channel and if you like the content, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next anniversary rant. Give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment down below. I'll catch you tomorrow celebrating 15 years of Method Man and Redman's second album, Blackout 2. And Busta Rhymes' 8th album, Back on My BS. Until then, happy 20th anniversary to Meth's Tical Zero the Prequel. Happy 25th anniversary to 8Ball and MJG in Our Lifetime Volume 1 and the Backstreet Boys Millennium. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.